So we have a total of 6 ways that we can prove that quadrilaterals are parallelograms. We've done using sides and diagonals, so side lengths. Now we're going to talk about using angles. So if the opposite angles in a quadrilateral are congruent, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So you might end up proving some triangles are congruent, or you might have some parallel lines that you would use. But if we know that the opposite angles in a quadrilateral are congruent, then we can say that the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. And that is both pairs of opposite angles. It can't just be one pair. Okay, the last way that we can prove that a quadrilateral is a parallelogram is if we prove that consecutive angles, so if I label these A and B are consecutive, meaning that they are next to each other or adjacent to each other. So they are consecutive, they are next to each other, they go around the parallelogram, the next angle. If those consecutive angles are supplementary, meaning that they add up to 180 degrees, then we can say the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So if I have consecutive angles supplementary, and that's all of the consecutive angles, not just one pair. The rationale here is that I already know that same side interior angles cut by a transversal are, if they are supplementary, then I know the lines are parallel. So if I continued and called this C and D, the fact that A and B are supplementary tells me that AD and BC are parallel. And the same thing happens when B and C are supplementary. That means that AB is parallel to DC. That's back from our parallel lines theorems. So this really is more of like being able to extrapolate some really simple parallelogram rules and knowing that the consecutive angles being supplementary implies that the lines are parallel, and if the lines are parallel, then I got a parallelogram. So again, we might prove some triangles are congruent, we might be able to prove some kind of other way that they're supplementary, but as long as we know this, are given this, or can prove this, we know if consecutive angles are supplementary, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Okay, so here are those theorems kind of written out together for you. One angle is supplementary to both consecutive angles, and then 2 pairs of opposite angles are congruent.